This inquiry is around deserving compassion. A lot of the reason we do inquiries is just to see what's there. In this particular instance, what might be here is a feeling of, I don't deserve compassion. I've had that happen around happiness. I was looking into that, and it's like, you don't deserve happiness. And so it's really good to see, because once I could see what the reasoning was, I was able to work with it and let that go. So the first sentence to look at is, I am not perfect. I have done things I regret. And you could have your eyes closed if you want, or you could be looking at your face, however you want to do it. I am not perfect. I have done things I regret. And notice the response in your body. Notice the response in your breath. Often what happens, some kind of memories, some kind of words or images come up. And if that's the case, we just look at them. You can look at them with your eyes open or closed. You can do the tapping on them. Bring your fingers up, tap on your forehead, and look. Stop looking at the picture. Just turn your attention to the sensation and the sound of the tapping. Or we could just sit and be present with it. I'm not perfect. I've done things I regret. And then just try these sentences. I let myself off the hook for what I didn't know then. And then might be a day ago, a month ago, a decade ago. I let myself off the hook for what I did not know then. And notice your body and your breath. Let yourself relax into the words. I let myself off the hook for what I didn't know then. Stay in touch with your breath. And one of two things will happen probably along a continuum. One is we feel like, yeah, I have let myself off the hook for that. I really get that I couldn't have done anything different at the time. And the other end of that continuum would be, I can't let myself off the hook. That was wrong. I'm bad. I can't forgive myself for that. So notice where you are on that. And it is a continuum. It's not usually one or the other completely. There might be a little bit of room, even if you can't let yourself off the hook, or a little bit of hesitation about doing that. It can be quite interesting to see what comes up. And that's all we're doing with the inquiry. We're just looking to see, what are the sticky points here? If I can't let myself off the hook, why not? What's the evidence? What's associated with that? And then imagine that a friend of yours had done something very similar. Can I let them off the hook? Can they let themselves off the hook? What if they can't? What if they're really stuck on that? Could you feel compassion for them that they can't let themselves off the hook for that? Just notice who comes up. Might be a face, a memory. Someone I care about can't forgive themselves. Can I feel compassion for them? And notice your breath. Notice the thoughts that are coming into your mind and what's happening in response in your body. Notice if there's any difference between how you feel about yourself, how you feel about someone else that you care about. And see if you can extend whatever compassion that you have for your friend, if you can extend that to yourself. You could put your hand on your heart if you want. Notice your heart center, your stomach. Notice what's happening inside. And then if you haven't already, get out your mirror, open your eyes, and look at your face. And if that's something that you don't want to do, then feel free to not do it, or you could look at my face if you want. As you're looking, say to yourself, I deserve compassion. Just as you're looking at your image. Or if you have your eyes closed, say it internally to yourself. I deserve compassion. And notice if there's any evidence against that. Look at yourself in the eyes and say, I don't deserve compassion. See what your response is to that, if any. Look at your face, look into your eyes. And how do you know? How do you know that you do deserve compassion or that you don't? I deserve compassion. You're just kind of trying that on. Does that feel true? Is there any kind of an argument with that? And if there is, let's see what's there. It's very helpful to know what's there. And then you could continue with this if you like, or if you like, you could move on to the next step, which is to see if you feel that I deserve compassion. I've done lots of things like everybody else that I regret. Sometimes I lose it and I'll say something to somebody. I've spent thousands of hours blanking out and not participating in my life by reading fiction or watching Netflix or something like that. I'm a pretty good person, and there are things that I regret too. Those are also true. So as you look at me, do you feel like I deserve compassion? Does Lynn deserve compassion? Try out the other sentence as well. Lynn has done some things she regrets, and she does not deserve my compassion for that. Keep in touch with your body and your breath, just seeing what comes up. And then close your eyes, bring yourself back to your own experience. You could look in the mirror. And as you look into your face this time, notice these words: I feel compassion for myself. There's no way to do this right or wrong. We're really just looking to see what comes up. I feel compassion for myself. We're not talking about forgiveness. We're not talking about exonerating somebody. We're just talking about whatever your situation is right now, with that full truth and acknowledgement that there are things that we've all done that we regret. Things we've done or haven't done have hurt other people, have hurt ourselves. I feel compassion for myself right now. And notice where you are on that continuum from 100% compassion to not so much. And if there's any hesitation around that, why is that? Let's look for that. What is it that's holding you back? What is it that's in the way? But however it is that you're right now, whatever your experience is right now, whether you're letting yourself off the hook or whether you've got yourself really tight on there, can you feel compassion for yourself in this situation that you're in? About another minute or so, we're going to finish the inquiry practice. Just notice if there's anything else that wants to come and be seen, if there's anything you'd like to make a mental note of. And then finishing off, come back into your present moment, into your body, your breath.